This is the Louie Tee Network.
Who else could it be but me, your me, Louie Tee? Welcome. You are here in the lab room on lockdown coverage. Your man Louie Tee is covering the entire National Football League like a blanket, looking at each and every single game in the National Football League. And on this particular program, we're talking Miami Dolphins and Seattle Seahawks. Generally, when two teams combine for less than 30 points in a football game, it's not fun to watch. I watched the Ravens and the Bills. That wasn't fun to watch. This was a fun game to watch. Never has a 10-12 game been so entertaining. We'll talk about all the things that took place in this football game in a second. But first, if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe to the Louie Tee Network for more great content into the future as I continue to grow this channel and continue to give you the content that you starve for, that you crave for, that you need. Thank you for joining me on this program, and I have other social media platforms as well. As you can see above, I have Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Give me a thumbs up and a like there. Also on Twitter, @In the Lab Room is the Twitter handle. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. And again, if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to the YouTube channel Louie Tee Network for more great content. With that being said, let's jump into this breakdown because, like I said, I had fun watching this football game. Didn't know what to expect. Again, when you see 10-12, generally you bat your eyes. Oh, hell, here we go. You really don't know what to expect. You're probably most likely expecting a bad football game. That wasn't this in this football game. And I actually thought I watched two competitive teams go up against each other in some really good defense. And I don't mind watching a defensive struggle if the defenses are actually legit, which is what I think we got in this football game. Let's look at it from my likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe perspective. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the road team like we always do. And so I'm going to start with the likes in the first half for the Dolphins. Then we're going to go to the likes in the first half for the Seahawks. My likes in the first half for the Dolphins in this game, Arian Foster. He was good. And I think we forget sometimes how good Arian Foster is. And he's a guy that when he's healthy, and this is the thing, it's not often, but when he's healthy, when he's right, he's dangerous, man. And you saw it in this game, takes a little swing pass out in the flats, makes a couple guys miss, gets up the field. Next thing you know, Dolphins are in scoring position. He ran the football effectively, as effectively as he could against that vaunted Seahawks defense. Not a lot of yards on the ground for him, but again, when there was space, he created what he could with what he had. But he, you know, the ability to catch the football out of the backfield and be an adequate pass protector on third downs allows him to be the full triple threat back that most teams don't have on their football team. A guy that can do everything: catch the football, run the football, block. He's so graceful out on the football field. He's gliding. It doesn't look like he's running. He makes everything look easy. If he can just stay healthy for this Dolphins team, he's going to help them throughout this season in ways you can't imagine. He does so many things to calm that offense down because at times the Dolphins can be lost on offense. And it's always nice when you can just settle things down by turning around and handing the football off to Arian Foster or throwing him the football out in the flats and having him make 2 or 3 guys miss and make a 5-yard play into a 25-yard play. I think he's going to be huge for them if he can stay healthy. The Dolphins defense creating the interception on Russell Wilson, forcing him to just essentially throw it up for grabs. I thought the Dolphins defense was outstanding, and I'll talk about their defense a little bit more, but they were outstanding in this game. To me, they really got after Russell Wilson, and they looked like how they made Russell Wilson look like how he looks against the Rams. There's only one team in the league that really flusters Russell like that. And it's the Los Angeles Rams. And the Dolphins had him running around like he was playing the Los Angeles Rams in this game. And you don't see that often from him. You just don't. He couldn't get outside the pocket. They were chasing him around. There wasn't anywhere to go. He was forcing some throws because he had to get rid of the football. We know that offensive line has been a source of frustration for Seahawks fans. You're not going to go up against a talented defensive line like this every week. The Dolphins are talented on the defensive side of the football, especially up front. But that being said, there's still a cause for concern on the offensive line because they didn't really get the job done in this football game. But when they had to, they did. So give them credit there. But this Dolphins defense creating an interception. Abdul Quddus with the interception in the first half. Let's go to the first half likes for the Seattle Seahawks. Excellent stop on 4th and inches inside the red zone. Dolphins moving the football, looking to get some points. They were being a little greedy, but again, you're on the road. You know that Seattle is a tough place to play and win. I get it. I understand that you're looking to get the touchdown. 4th and inches, I always say this. If you can't get inches, you don't deserve to win a football game. You should be able to move the guys in front of you enough to get inches. 1 yard, it could be tough, but inches, you got to find a way to pick that up. Okay? Really, you should be able to get 1 yard. But, okay, maybe you get stopped inches short. But inches, you should be able to get inches. They weren't able to get inches. And that's this Seattle Seahawks defense. Give them credit. That defense is legit up front still. Some of the draft picks that they've made, some of the additions that they've brought in have come in and picked up right where the other guys who were dominant and helped this defense become dominant left off. And they're still getting it done up front are the Seattle Seahawks on defense. That was a huge stop in the game, by the way. In a game, and I don't have to tell you that in a game that ended up being 12-10, I don't have to tell you how big of a stop that was in the red zone on 4th and inches. Drive to end the half to get a field goal. Again, when the difference in the game is 2 points and you only scored 12 points on the day, again, I don't have to tell you how big the drive before the half was to get a field goal. They were stagnant all first half with the Seattle Seahawks. To be able to drive the football down the field and get a field goal to end the first half to take the lead 6-3, huge, huge. Again, in a game where only 22 points combined or scored, you got to make sure, and you only scored 12 of them, every point counts in that field goal before the half. Thought it gave them a little bit of momentum, and it also gave them a lead. And again, when you're struggling offensively, sometimes being in that 2-minute offense is exactly what the doctor ordered. And you saw the Seahawks right before the half in that 2-minute offense, they got a field goal. At the end of the game in the 2-minute offense, they got the touchdown to win. Their best football came in this game in the 2-minute offense, and sometimes that's what you need to do. Change the tempo up a bit, and that's when the Seahawks were their most effective in this game. And we'll talk about some of the reasons why they were ineffective in this game a little bit later on, but those were my likes in the first half for the Seattle Seahawks football team. Basically, the defense doing what it is they do, which is force turnovers, turnover on down in this case, and create havoc. And the offense finding a way to get it done. It isn't always pretty in Seattle, but they found a way to get it done at the end of the first half, getting a field goal and taking a 6-3 lead at the half. Let's go to the first half dislikes for both teams. We'll start with the Dolphins. The inability to pick up 4th and inches. I talked about that already. You got to find a way to get inches. And like I said, if you can't pick up inches in this league, you don't deserve to win. They couldn't get 4th and inches. And again, they were in scoring range. You can't waste opportunities to put points on the board. I don't have a problem with Adam Gase rolling the dice there. Scared money don't make money. You're on the road, hostile environment. You want to try to get 7 there. Inches, you should be able to pick that up. You should be able to move those guys enough to pick up inches. They weren't able to do that on that particular play. That's a problem. You got to be able to pick up 4th and inches if you're the Miami Dolphins. The biggest dislike in the first half, obviously, the Kenny Stills drop. You can't drop that football, Kenny. You can't drop that football, Kenny. You can't. And I've been beating up Ryan Tannehill for years. Oh, he can't hit the deep ball. He's missing the deep ball. That football was perfectly thrown. You can't drop that. This Seahawks team doesn't give those up. This isn't a team that generally gives up deep balls. This isn't one of those teams like the Raiders or the Saints or the Redskins that are giving you opportunities to hit the deep ball on a consistent basis. This is Seahawks. Earl Thomas isn't trailing by 5 yards on most plays, okay? You're not behind the defense by 7 yards on most plays against the Seattle Seahawks. You don't get these opportunities that often. As a matter of fact, you didn't get another opportunity like this the rest of the game. You cannot drop that football, Kenny. You can't. And the bad part about it is that Kenny was catching everything in the preseason. But he didn't catch that football. That one hurt because they get that touchdown. It changes the whole complexity of the game. Changes everything. Early in the ball game, let Seattle know, hey, we're not playing with your ass today. Put you on notice early. Instead, he drops the football. You in for the fight of your life. You end up losing the football game 10-12. Damn it, man. Can't happen, Kenny. First half dislikes for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson throwing the interception. I already talked about that. He was under duress, threw it up for grabs. If Issa Abdul-Qaddus didn't catch it, there was another Dolphins defender right behind him who probably would have caught it. It was a really bad throw by Russell Wilson. But again, that's what you get out of quarterbacks in this league. Like I said, there aren't many that can handle pressure. Russell Wilson is one of them. Okay, but even the best of the best under duress will do some things that are questionable, and he did that on that particular play, throwing that football up for grabs like that and getting it picked off. Tyler Lockett with 2 third-down drops. You're not going to see that from him very often. Okay, he's a guy with pretty sure hands, and there were some good plays made by the Dolphin defenders. Give them some credit. They were right there. One in particular, the first third-down drop for Lockett was more of a play that was made by Byron Maxwell, who was there on the play. As soon as he tried to put the ball away, Maxwell poked it free and made it incomplete. So give some credit to the Dolphins. They forced that, but Lockett's got to be better. He had 2 drops in this game. I count that as a drop because I think he could have secured that football and not allowed Maxwell to punch it out and make it incomplete. And the other one was just a flat-out drop on third down. You just can't have that, especially in a game where you're struggling to score points. Maintaining offense is the one thing you need to try to do. String together a couple of first downs, get you in field goal range. You know you got Steven House Money Hoshka on your football team. If you can just get remotely close to field goal range, he'll put 3 points on the scoreboard. Got to find a way to convert third downs. Can't have the drops if you're Tyler Lockett. Let's go to the second half likes. And we go back to the Dolphins. Jakeem Grant. He's going to be explosive for you on special teams. And you got to find some ways, some creative ways to get him the football on offense too because he's dynamic. You saw the speed on the kickoff return. This is a guy that can help you and help you right away. You got to find ways to use Jakeem Grant. He's special. He's got elite traits, and you got to find a way to utilize this guy, not only on special teams but on offense as well. 3rd and 4th and inches stand by this Dolphins defense, finding a way to get it done. Much like the Seahawks did to you in the first half, you turned the tables on them, stopped them on 3rd down, stopped them on 4th down, and was able to get the football back. That's a huge play in this game again. Anytime you can stop a team from converting in short yardage situations and they decide that they can go for it on 4th down and you stop them again, it's a huge momentum boost to your football team. Again, I thought the Dolphins played phenomenal football defensively, well enough to win this game. Hell, well enough to probably beat 20 to 25 of the teams in the National Football League. If they play like this on a weekly basis defensively, you got to think the offense is going to score more than 10 points, and you're not going to be playing against the Seattle Seahawks defense every week. So to play the way they did defensively in this game, that's going to be good enough to beat most teams in this league. All right, you're not going to be playing against the Seahawks defense every week, so you're going to be able to score some points. And if you can play defense the way that you did in this game, you got to think that you're going to have a chance to win. If you give up 12 points, and I said this when I was talking about the Bills defense. You give up 12 points, and like the Bills gave up 13 against the Ravens, you're supposed to win every time. Not 10, not 9 out of 10, not 8 out of 10. You're supposed to win every time in this league. Okay? This is a passing league. This is a league predicated on scoring points. You're supposed to win the game when you give up 12 points. It wasn't good enough in this game because your offense couldn't convert, because Kenny Stills couldn't catch the football, because your offense couldn't pick up 4th and inches. But the defense did their part. They looked dominant in this game. Give the defense some credit. Dolphins D creates another turnover, this time a forced fumble. Jordan Phillips able to get and Jordan Phillips able to get in the backfield and force the issue on the play and get in the backfield before they could even hand the football off, causing a little bit of a rift in the backfield. Ball comes out. Dolphins able to recover. So this defense just continued to be menacing on this day, continuing to harass Russell Wilson. And he was already dealing with a banged-up ankle. So it just made things that much easier to get to him. But you were getting to him before the banged-up ankle. So let's not make it out to be that, oh, Russell Wilson was hurt, that's why they were having such success. He was struggling with this Dolphins defense before the ankle injury. They were playing well. Dolphins touchdown drive with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock in the fourth quarter. The screen to Damian Williams was huge, and then Tannehill getting in, taking a shot, but getting in the end zone nonetheless to give you the lead. That's good stuff. You know, and for as much as I just talked about the defense and how well they played, they had the lead with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the game. Got to find a way to hold. You played that well for 55 minutes of this game. Don't give it up in the last 5 minutes of the game. Don't give it up. It's that simple. You're up. You got a chance to put them away. Get the fourth down. Get a stop. Get the football back. Win this football game. And so I know you did enough to win, but you had a chance to win and you didn't. Got to get that stop at the end of the game if you're the Dolphins defense. And the block, extra point. It didn't seem like much after giving it up. After having them score the touchdown, the game seemed over. You went out and blocked the extra point, which is huge because if you would have had a way to complete some passes and get in the field goal range, a field goal would have won you the game instead of taking it to overtime. So much credit is given to blocking that extra point. It's deflating when you give up a touchdown and allow the team to go down the field and drive and score with less than a minute left. That's deflating. You guys could have just hung your head and said, oh, hell, let them make the extra point. Who gives a damn, we lost. No, you went out and you blocked the extra point, which gave you an opportunity to win this football game. So, again, love what the Dolphins did in this game. They did some really good things in this game. They just weren't able to come away with the victory. Let's go to the Seahawks and what I liked from them in the second half of this game. Tyler Lockett, for the drops that he had, he's still a dynamic football player. You saw it on the returns in the returns game. He's a guy that you got to get the football to offensively. He's going to be just fine. Love Tyler Lockett and what he brings to the table. Cassius Marsh blocks a field goal to preserve a 6-3 lead. Huge play. Huge play by Cassius Marsh, and he's morphed into a special teams demon, a fiend. Also had a big hit on special teams, did Cassius Marsh. Love what he brings to the table. Man, is he in great shape or what? I think he's in the best shape I've seen him in since he's entered the league. Coming out of UCLA, remember, weight was his issue. You didn't know if he was going to be a 285-pound defensive lineman or a 260-pound outside linebacker. Whatever the case may be, he looks in tremendous shape. Doug Baldwin on the final drive. Doug Baldwin in general. I love Doug Baldwin. I love his competitive spirit. I love how he plays the game. I love how he attacks the football. And on that final drive, he was money for you. He was the reason you were able to get down there. He was the reason that you won this game on that final drive because he made the crucial plays. He made the big catches. He made the touchdown grab. Doug Baldwin was money for you on that final drive. One of the most underrated receivers in the entire National Football League. Let's get to the second half dislikes. Cameron Wakes roughing the passer penalty. It was dumb. It was stupid. It was unnecessary. Russell Wilson had already thrown the football. He takes a full 2 steps and lights him up. Can't have that. That was third down, buddy. They were going to have to punt the football. You got to be smarter. You a veteran. Got to be smarter than that. That's dumb football. That's low IQ football, and you're not a low IQ football player. Got to be smarter than that. I know that you know better than that. Can't happen. Not on the road against this type of football team. Get the football back to your offense. That was dumb. Block field goal. Can't happen. You lose the game by 2 points, man. You can't have your field goal blocked. You can't. And it was the rookie's fault. He allowed too much space. He allowed Cassius Marsh to get inside of him. They should be locking feet. They should be close to locking arms. And there was too much damn space in there. There was a draft that he let in. And Cassius Marsh came in with that draft and blocked that field goal. They'll clean that up. They'll see it on tape. They'll correct it. They'll get it right. But it cost you a football game. Can't happen. Second half dislikes for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson injures his ankle. And I know it was a story all Monday long about his ankle and how severe or insignificant it was. It's a significant injury. He's a guy that uses his mobility behind an offensive line that's not ideal. He needs his mobility to get around and survive back there. It's a big deal, and he'll power through it. He's a big boy, and it's all about pain tolerance when you have an ankle injury. If they can find a way to just get the football out of his hands quicker, use the run game as a crutch, he'll be fine. But if they think they're going to be able to rely on him to sling it, 35 times in a game, that's not going to work because this offensive line is not going to be able to protect him well enough, especially after I saw what I saw in this game. You're not going to face this type of pass rush every week, which is fortunate for you. That Minnesota Vikings team, though, they can get after the quarterback. Or you're not playing Minnesota next week. You're playing against the Rams, and we know what they do to Russell Wilson. So that's not the team you want to see on the schedule when you got a bum ankle and you're Russell Wilson. So that's worth keeping an eye on. Is essentially what I'm saying to you. It's worth keeping an eye on. Quarterback, running back, handoff fumble. I talked about Jordan Phillips blowing up the play and forcing the fumble, and the Dolphins were able to recover. You got to protect long enough to hand the football off. Can't get blown up and have your quarterback get hit while he's trying to hand the football off, resulting in a fumble. That can't happen. Got to be able to protect long enough, be sturdy enough, be stout enough at the point of attack to be able to stand up, anchor down, and not allow a guy to blow you up and push you into a quarterback while he's trying to hand the football off. Can't happen. Simple as that. Had a point after touchdown blocked. Again, it didn't cost you in this game, but it could have cost you. You win by 2, you could have lost by 1. Got to make sure you clean those types of things up. Didn't cost you in this game, but it could cost you down the road. Again, got to be able to do the little things. Dolphins didn't do the little things. Got a field goal block. Lost the game by 2. You didn't do the little things here. Got your extra point block. Could have lost this game by 1. Do the little things. You can win games in this league. It's about the small, minute details. Those are the teams that find a way to get it done. But all in all, Seahawks find a way to win, and that's what the good teams in this league do. It's not always going to be pretty, but like I say all the time, it's gritty, and it's a W, and that's what the Seahawks got in week 1. I said they got to find a way to protect the house. They did that in this game against a tough Dolphins defense. 12-10, get the W. Hopefully Russell Wilson's ankle is fine. Let's go to the banana in the tailpipe. For me, it's the Dolphins defense. I'm not sold that this is the defense I'm going to get every week. I thought the intensity in this football game was magnificent defensively from them. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that from them every week. I need to know. I've already seen Mario Williams had a concussion. Is he going to be right? Is he going to be able to play next week? Are you going to be able to continue this defensive intensity? Because I think the offense is going to come around. They played against one of the best defenses in the league. That's what happens when you do that. Generally, you struggle offensively. Had an opportunity to hit a deep ball. You missed it. And Ryan Tannehill did his part there. He hit Kenny Stills right in the hands. He just didn't catch it. So my banana in the tailpipe is this defense legit? I'm not buying it yet. Not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I think this defense can be legit, but I need to see more. Because it's a number of guys on that defense that I just don't trust to stay healthy. So I need to see more of this before I'm convinced from the Dolphins. And from the Seattle Seahawks standpoint, I need them to be better offensively. I didn't think they looked good in this game offensively at all. And the running game wasn't that impressive to me. I thought that Russell Wilson struggled in the passing game at times. He was running for his life. Is this offense any good? Because I'm going to tell you right now, 12 points isn't going to beat a lot of teams this year. Just saying. So that's my banana in the tailpipe for them. This offense can't be this bad. Can't look this bad. Fumbling snaps, getting blown up in the backfield. Russell Wilson under duress all day, throwing interceptions up for grabs because he can't extend plays because he doesn't have any time. This offense, they can't be this bad. They're going to be better. That's my assumption. That's my banana in the tailpipe for this Seattle Seahawks football team. So I'm going to check the comment section to see if there's anything there. And actually, it's telling me that the chat is disabled for some reason on this stream. So don't see anything there. I'll check Twitter quickly. I doubt I have anything on Twitter. And I don't. So it's all good, man. Big win for the Seahawks at home, 12-10. If you're the Dolphins, there are no moral victories, but you come away from this game saying, damn it, if we make a play here, make a play there, we win this football game. Make a field goal, don't have it blocked. Catch the football if you're Kenny Stills. We win this football game. And knowing that, you got to feel good. Even though there are no moral victories, you want to win these types of games. If you can take this performance and give this type of effort defensively every single week this year, I guarantee you will make the playoffs. I can do that right now for you. But I can't guarantee you that you're going to give this type of defensive effort every week. And that's the problem I have with this Dolphins football team. That's going to do it for me here on Lockdown Coverage. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. I will see you a little bit later on in the week. Louie Tee Live. Have a couple more breakdowns to give you, so I'll see you in a little bit. Have a good one. Remember, we're changing the game one live feed at a time. I will see you next time.